I'm sure you're wondering why I brought you all here today. Because I was bored. I just wanted to film someplace new. I just got kicked out of that room when I filmed that. Not because I'm a goth punk princess, but someone had that room reserved. So this year I decided to take poetry class as an elective, and it's an online class, and it is probably one of the worst decisions that I have made, and I will tell you why. First of all, it's an online class. All your online critiques are gonna make people butthurt unless you sugarcoat the enema. Now me, I'm a stone cold bitch when it comes to critiques. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, but I will curb my language appropriately for an online class so I don't get kicked out. But I'm not going to give you any praise for your shitty poems if you can't write or if you don't even follow the prompt for that week. Which brings me to my next point. How hard is it to follow prompts that the teacher gives us? 1 week is literally just write a Shakespearean or an Italian sonnet, and the lines are given to you, how much you're supposed to put in it, what the rhyme scheme is, and you still cannot follow those instructions. You are the kind of person who asks the teacher in class about some kind of assignment or due date and it's on the syllabus. No, in this class you don't even have to write a good poem. I've purposely written shitty poems just to get some kind of feedback, which I never get. And every shitty poem I've written, I've gotten 100 on that assignment, just because I tried. Even though it's a lie, I didn't even try. Oh, and back to feedback. It should be illegal for everyone to critique 3 or 4 different poems out of a class of 10 people and just completely ignore everyone else's poem. Because otherwise, they're going to assume that there is nothing wrong with their poem, when there is. Because like I said, I've written shitty poems on purpose, and I know you have something to say about that. Unless obviously I'm just completely flawless and I write masterful poetry off the top of my head. Also, you know, in the online lessons that they have for poetry class, they will explicitly call some poetry bad. But I'm not allowed to call a poem bad. Why? Because of the fragile ego of some college students? Problems don't get fixed because you don't talk about them. Problems get fixed when you smack them on the ass and tell them what exactly have you learned from poetry class so far. Speaking of which, I've given the same damn critique to half the class for 8-something weeks and nobody seems to learn anything. I'll tell you what it is. It's really simple. If you got a poem and you got the lines that are like 3, 6, 8, 7, 12, something like that, your poem does not flow. Do you people read poems out loud? Do you realize that when you read a poem with a crappy distribution of syllables, it sounds like you're trying to read something in German or Braille? Also, use concrete nouns instead of abstract nouns. Which sounds better? It took a long time, or the heavy weight of hours chained and bowed. That's just what I wrote on this. I don't even know if that's a thing. One sounds better than the other, I know that. Then there are the really bad poets who try to rhyme everything. You know, those people who write a line and then take the last word of that line and then put it into rhymezone.com and look for a good thing to fit and then create the next sentence based on that word. Now, I don't have a general problem with rhyming, but it's really obvious that you drafted it out about 5 minutes, and I will call you out on that. So it won't hurt your feelings if you did it on purpose. Then there are the pretentious poets. You know, those ones who pick a dictionary and just find one of the longest syllable words that they can find and then try to put it into their poem whether or not it makes sense. Clearly, those are not part of your vocabulary. You just picked words off the list of the latest National Spelling Bee and then attempted to string them into a poem. But to be fair, at least it's more effort than some other people put into their poems. Unless you're one of those people who writes a shitty poem and then just takes different words and uses a thesaurus in order to find the most complicated word you can to replace it, then get the fuck out of here. No one cares about how expeditious your cat was. What I like the least, though, is that the teacher, who's most qualified to give feedback, is not giving feedback to anybody. You are the teacher. Does he really care about the improvement of people in this class? So what do you guys think? Am I being too harsh? Do you guys have some classes that you hate? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in about 3 months. Peace out, Girl Scouts.